Hey everyone, welcome back. So I recently went down a bit of a rabbit hole, researching what doctors and nutrition scientists actually eat themselves, and I stumbled onto something fascinating. When you cut through all the diet trends and marketing hype, there are really just a handful of foods that medical professionals consistently recommend. Eating every single day, not supplements, not superfoods flown in from some remote mountain, just regular, accessible foods that have decades of research backing them up. And the crazy part? Most of us aren't eating nearly enough of them, even though they're sitting right there in our grocery stores. Today, I want to break down 3 foods that doctors and researchers say should be non-negotiable parts of your daily routine. We're going to look at what the actual science says, why these foods are so powerful, and how you can realistically work them into your life without overhauling everything. Let's get into it. 3 foods to eat every day. Food number 1, leafy greens. All right. First up, and I know this isn't exactly groundbreaking, but we need to talk about leafy greens. And before you click away, thinking this is just another lecture about eating your vegetables, hear me out, because the research on this is actually pretty remarkable. When doctors talk about leafy greens, they're referring to things like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, collard greens, and even romaine lettuce. Now here's what makes these so special. A study published in the journal Neurology followed over 950 older adults for an average of 5 years, tracking their cognitive decline. The people who ate just 1 serving of leafy greens per day showed cognitive abilities equivalent to being 11 years younger, compared to those who rarely ate them. 11 years! That's not a small difference, but the benefits go way beyond brain health. The American Heart Association cites multiple studies showing that people who consume higher amounts of leafy greens have up to a 16% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. We're talking about some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet here. They're loaded with vitamins K, A, and C, folate, iron, calcium, and powerful antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene. Here's something most people don't know. Leafy greens contain compounds called nitrates. And no, not the bad kind you're thinking of from processed meats. These are natural nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, which helps relax and dilate your blood vessels. Research from institutions like the Karolinska Institute has shown this can lead to lower blood pressure and improved athletic performance. And honestly, the barrier to entry here is so low. A cup of raw spinach has only 7 calories, but delivers a massive nutritional punch. You can throw it into smoothies where you won't even taste it, wilt it into pasta, blend it into soups, or just eat it as a salad base. The versatility is incredible. 3 foods to eat every day. Food number 2, berries. Moving on to number 2, and this one's a bit more fun. We're talking about berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. Even frozen ones count just as much as fresh. So why are doctors so obsessed with berries? It comes down to these compounds called anthocyanins, which are the pigments that give berries their deep colors. These aren't just pretty to look at. They're some of the most powerful antioxidants we can consume through food. A massive study published in Circulation followed over 93,000 women for 18 years as part of the Nurses' Health Study. The researchers found that women who ate 3 or more servings of blueberries and strawberries per week had a 32% lower risk of heart attack compared to those who ate berries once a month or less. That's a huge risk reduction from something as simple as eating berries a few times a week. But the cardiovascular benefits are just the beginning. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that regular berry consumption is associated with slower rates of cognitive decline. In one study, women who ate higher amounts of berries delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. And we're not talking about massive amounts here, just a serving or 2 daily. There's also emerging research on berries and blood sugar control. Despite being sweet, berries actually have a relatively low glycemic impact. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that consuming berries with meals can help reduce post-meal insulin spikes by up to 26%. This is particularly important, given that millions of people worldwide are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. Here's what I love about this recommendation from a practical standpoint. Frozen berries are just as nutritious as fresh ones. They're available year-round, and they're often more affordable. You can throw them into oatmeal yogurt or smoothies. You can eat them as a snack. There's really no excuse not to get berries into your daily routine. And if you're enjoying this breakdown and want to see more evidence-based nutrition content, that cuts through all the noise and confusion out there. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. It genuinely helps the algorithm show this to more people who could benefit from it. 3 foods to eat every day. Food number 3, fatty fish. We're talking about salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, and anchovies. Basically fish that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Now, I know not everyone loves fish, and we'll talk about alternatives in a second, but the research on omega-3s is honestly overwhelming. The American Heart Association recommends at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week, but many cardiologists I've researched suggest that daily consumption offers even greater benefits. Here's why this matters so much. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, are essential fats that your body cannot produce on its own. They're crucial for brain function, heart health, and managing inflammation throughout your entire body. A comprehensive review published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology analyzed dozens of studies and found that omega-3 consumption is associated with a significant reduction in cardiovascular death, heart attack, and stroke. The brain connection is equally compelling. Your brain is nearly 60% fat, and DHA is one of the most abundant fatty acids in brain tissue. Research from the University of Pittsburgh found that people with higher blood levels of omega-3s had better cognitive function and larger brain volumes, particularly in areas related to memory and learning. As we age, adequate omega-3 intake becomes even more critical for maintaining cognitive health. But here's something that doesn't get talked about enough: the anti-inflammatory effects of omega-3s. Chronic inflammation is now understood to be at the root of so many modern diseases, from arthritis to depression to metabolic syndrome. Multiple studies have shown that regular omega-3 consumption can significantly reduce inflammatory markers in the blood. Now, I mentioned alternatives. If you really can't do fish, quality fish oil supplements or algae-based omega-3 supplements can work, though whole food sources are always preferable because you get additional nutrients like selenium, vitamin D, and high-quality protein. Along with the omega-3s, a serving of salmon gives you about 25 grams of protein, along with those essential fats. And look, I get it. Fish can be expensive and intimidating to cook, but canned sardines and canned salmon are incredibly affordable, shelf-stable, and just as nutritious as fresh. You can mix them into pasta, put them on crackers, or add them to salads. It doesn't have to be a fancy restaurant-style preparation. So there you have it, 3 foods that doctors and nutrition scientists consistently recommend eating every single day. Leafy greens for their incredible nutrient density and brain protective effects, berries for their powerful antioxidants and cardiovascular benefits, and fatty fish for those essential omega-3s that support everything from your heart to your brain to your inflammatory response. Here's what I want you to understand, though. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to eat all 3 of these every single day without fail to see benefits. The goal is consistency over time. If you can get leafy greens and berries into your routine most days and fatty fish 2 or 3 times a week, you're already doing better than the vast majority of people. The beauty of focusing on these 3 foods is that you're not really restricting anything or following some complicated diet protocol. You're just adding in nutrient-dense foods that happen to have decades of research supporting their benefits. It's addition, not subtraction. Start small if you need to. Maybe this week you commit to adding a handful of spinach to your morning eggs. Next week you start keeping frozen berries on hand for smoothies or snacks. The week after that, you try cooking salmon once or picking up a can of sardines. Small, sustainable changes compound over time. If you found this helpful and want more straightforward, science-based nutrition information without all the fear-mongering and diet culture nonsense, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm putting out new videos every week, breaking down what the research actually says about the foods we eat. Drop a comment and let me know, which of these 3 do you already eat regularly? And which one do you struggle with the most? I'm genuinely curious to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.